can hear me, I guess. But anyways, 1 minute until 7 o'clock. See if we get some pops. I haven't traded anything this morning, so haven't been up too long. So looking for some fresh PR pops today. It's a decent amount of 7 o'clock PRs came out, but I'm not really seeing anything moving just yet. Y'all see anything? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I see AHL is curling back up, but I don't really want to play this one. I want like a new pop. KSS is pushing. I think this is too big of a ticker for me though. Oh yeah, way too big. Well, dang. Well, do not see anything. Another day. We're gonna have to be patient. Good morning. Good morning. We need to have a zone where we can upload pictures of our setups and what. No? It's a good idea, Alex. Talking about like our trading setup or what? Like physically, like our computers and stuff? Not a bad idea. I'll make one, a little section for it. Good morning, good morning. Bocos, I see you're not messing with AEHL today. Yeah, I don't blame you, bro. That was a tough one. I know it got you a little bit too. I'm probably gonna avoid it as well. It probably wasn't a bad retest here, but this one's a little sketchy. The crazy thing is it'll probably break down at some point today, but I'm not gonna mess with it yet. Up here, the risk versus reward was probably worth it. I should have tried it. And then if it just broke a new high, just got out, but oh, it is. Oh, it is. Dang, I didn't even realize that. That would have made me more interested in it. Dang. Yeah, I would have. Huh. Well, I'm not going to force an entry here, even though this might not be a terrible entry, but if it gets back up to 350, maybe. Yeah, that was probably the play to get in right there though, or the candle to get in. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Yep, look at it. Jeez. Y'all know I like, and if you're new, one of my favorite entry criteria is this 200 SMA. Back tested it, really good results. Entries at the 200. I'm front side. Y'all know I'll jump in as soon as it touches it. But even if you're not a front side trader, wait until you see weakness around that area. Even what INHD. I didn't post a short about this one. I should have, because I destroyed this ticker. This is where my entry was, right here. Got my first entry. Outside of pre-market, of course. But it started breaking down slightly above the 200 yesterday as well. Yeah, it's one of my favorite entry criterias. Obviously, it takes more than just that, but they seem to struggle to hold above that or close above it, especially intraday. The slow market continues, but I noticed a lot of people had some decent days yesterday. Jelani, I don't know if you're on, killed it as usual. Little Jimmy had a historic day. I think he had $2,800 day. Had a pretty solid day too. And others as well. Yes, sir. There we go. Yeah, a few 3K days in the group yesterday. Not bad for a slower-ish market. We had some, it was slow, and even pre-market was slow, but we at least had some setups yesterday, so I can't complain too much. But today, no 7 o'clock plays. I don't like that. Because y'all know those are my favorite. But when you back tested it, you must have used some float numbers for the criteria and they change quickly, right? So historical float. Yeah, so I would have to look back to see what I put for the float. But I usually when I do these, um, especially during that time, I probably was greater than 1 million float. Probably would do 2 million now, but as long as it was a million float or more, less than 200 million market cap. I'll have to go back and look at it. It might be 100 million market cap. But the point is, it's basically what I trade, you know. Over 1 million float, less than 200 million market cap, up over 40% on the day was the key. And even the back test data doesn't tell the whole story because a slow grind up towards the 200, I don't like as much, but like basically what INHD did yesterday, just a stupid quick move towards those levels tend to be the ones that fell when they like grind up slowly and hit the level and then die. It still works, but I like that quick flush. But yeah, this was we had fun with this one in the Discord. Y'all pump me up to get into some of these sometimes. Yeah, I played it pre-market and then I got my entry right here when I saw it flip to red. And I got out, my last exit was like somewhere right here and then ended up going negative. Added more at VWAP and played it, but did well on it, but I could have done really well on it because I had like almost the perfect entry. I got in it right here. So I did the hard part, getting the time in the top, but I didn't do the easy part of holding. And I don't know if I can say easy, but because it's hard for me to hold. I like taking profit. Yeah, and I got even some screenshots in the Discord because I know it probably is like, how'd you know how to get the top? So I don't talk about these halt plays a lot, but I'm sure a lot of the Discord people believe me at this point, especially because some of y'all hype me up now to get in some of these. But I have a little strategy with these halts, and the main reason I got in it was because and I got in at 3,000 shares. Like I told you, I play a little bit heavier intraday when I have more time to think about these plays I'm entering. So they tend to struggle to close above. And let me know if y'all see something. Uh, while I'm talking through this. But anyways, so I knew I wanted to get it here at the 200, but what happened was when it halted, it didn't even slow down and immediately halted up to this level. And then for whatever reason, I was like, I feel like it's going to struggle to get past this previous support. So when it finally flipped from green to red, so it halted up immediately, and then I noticed it was about to open. It was going to open exactly where it halted last time, so that told me it was a little bit of weakness. Because like, see how much higher this one opened than this one? This one opened like right beside it. It wicked up and then immediately started turning red. And as soon as it started turning red and I saw it was about to halt down, I just entered a 3,000K order. And that's all she wrote. So between the 200, that little previous support, and because a lot of times once it finally halts red, even though it did do it one time here, a lot of times when it finally halts red like this, that's the beginning of the end. But these are extremely dangerous. That's why I don't even have a playbook for it, and I intentionally don't have a playbook for it because these are, if you're wrong, and then it could halt up at $4. Because I look at this huge gap. Imagine if you got caught right here at 270 and then it didn't open till like 340 or something. That's so y'all in the Discord, y'all see me play these a lot, but I've done it quite a bit. Do you edit your own short form content? Yeah, I do. I do those short. Those are all one take. I'm done with them in like 20 minutes. That's why they're probably not that great. But yeah, no, I just do a little quick cap cut edit for them. DLO. Michael Anthony. I'm not looking for tickers like DLO. I'm looking for pre-market pops. I wonder if it can show. Look, this is how bored I am. I might connect my TradeZero Will it show the entries from yesterday if I haven't taken any trades today? Yeah, reach out, send me a message on Instagram. Iconic21. 2026, I'm gonna focus more on trading and kind of building out YouTube and the group. So kind of, just do it now because I enjoy it and it's fun. But I would like to just reach out to me. We'll talk. No, it doesn't show the entries from yesterday. Dang it. Never mind. I was just going to talk through some plays since there's nothing else to do. Some of my intraday plays yesterday, but oh well. IVP. Appreciate the super like, Anthony. So IVP, it's under 50 cents, so I can't even play these. And even if I did, this thing is kind of looking a little bullish. So from a short standpoint, I wouldn't be super interested in this until it got up to probably 25 cents. But yeah, I can't even short these under 50 cents. It's funny because IVP, I haven't heard about this ticker in a while. I feel like I used to play this one a lot, but maybe because it's fallen so cheap. This one used to pump a decent amount earlier this year. Oh my goodness, yeah, it fell off a cliff. When was this? Yeah, not too, oh, earlier this year or earlier November. Well, I won't be going over plays from yesterday then. 7:30, 6 minutes away, so we'll just wait for some 7:30 plays. Do you short large cap intraday? No. Nope. Just trash companies that end up like this. You know what I mean? This is obviously an extreme example. I'm not gonna pretend like they all do this, but this is what I'm shorting. Just things that go up excessively that should come down. And most of them do. always joke around and say I'm really not that great of a trader. I just try to find where there's an edge, and there's an edge in shorting small caps. They just eventually give it all back. So shorting Nvidia, I don't feel like I have an edge in that. And the good thing about like larger cap stock is they usually tend to follow like trend lines and things like that. So you can definitely make money shorting, you know, um, large caps and things like that. But my focus is mostly on like these little trash companies. Shorted Hood recently did well. Nice. Yeah, no, there's definitely something to it for sure. But I I try to just stick with shorting the fundamentally trash companies. ZIM, is this another big ticker? It's moving a little bit. Yeah, 2 billion. Dang it. It's pushing though. I'm not interested, but I'll pull it up. But yeah, intraday, and y'all see it, the ones that's in the Discord, which by the way, free trial for the Discord this week um for this week only. So if you join 7-day free trial, and I will turn that off on Monday. But um y'all see a lot more in the Discord about like my trading style intraday, but pre-market I really like to focus on like the fresh pops, the fresh PRs. They just popped. I'm trying to almost time the top, catch the flush. So I'm into these other plays too, like the VWAP, retest, high a day, fading the backside of these plays. But I get a little disappointed when I don't see a dang pop by 7:30. So hopefully we'll get a PR here in 3 minutes. This is kind of the action I look for, but not when it's a $2 billion company. Looks like it might fail here at $20. So, but the reason I don't like shorting these is just because they don't really follow the same like pattern, and they're actually like legit companies. A lot of times they just keep pushing up. They don't really fade as well. And again, fundamentally, like they're good companies. So going back to the edge, the reason why I like shorting the trash small cap dilution offering hungry companies is because they're not good companies, and it's basically they just rinse and repeat, dilute shareholders. The company falls below $1, they have to reverse split, it gets the float small, then they pump it with a PR, then it runs, and then they go back to diluting and offering, and it's just this repeated vicious cycle. So that's why, like, for example, IVP, like if you're a long-term shareholder, look at this. So they've diluted so much that the original ones, which was not, how long ago was that? That was not that long ago in 2023, $10,000, and now it's 16 cents. And was it ever $10,000? No, but that's the price adjustment for how many times they've reverse split and stuff. So these companies are just trash. They just take money from the market, dilute, and rinse and repeat. So like these are the ones I like. They go down, so I'm gonna short that direction because it's funny because people talk about not going against the trend, and whenever I'm shorting the initial pop, it might look like I'm going against the trend because I am, but long term, I'm going with the trend. Like these things just die because they're trash. Hope that makes more sense. So it's 7:30. I'm gonna see if there's some. I'm gonna pull up the PRs. I'm that desperate today. I'm gonna actually watch the PRs come through. So I'm seeing some phase 2, phase 3 news, BCTX, which I don't usually like short in phase 3 news, but I will. BCTX. Nothing so far. There's actually quite a bit of 7:30 PRs, but I'm still not seeing anything move. I might just have to start live streaming intraday because I don't hardly even make anything in pre-market anymore. It'll heat back up soon, but man, these lives have been rough lately. Can you look at CLIK? What am I, what you want me to look at? AEHL. Moving up again. Is it back to the 300 or 300, the 200? I didn't really want to play this one, but since, and but it is right here at the 200 with nothing else going on. So the things I don't like is it's still kind of in this trend, but if I do enter, let's just say 320, I would just get out at new highs. Let me see what the locates look like. Locates aren't too bad. I'll get me a starter here at 320. Then if it pushes up to like 350, I'll add a little bit more size. Really didn't want to play this one, but beggars can't be choosers today. It fits a lot of my criteria for trading though. It's not like a forced trade. It's just like I like to more focus on like new PR pops during this time. So got me a little entry here at 320, and then I'll add my bigger size at like I'm gonna do 348. And the reason why I'm adding the bigger size there is because even if I'm wrong and it breaks a new high, I'll just cut, just lose a few cents. So even though the size is bigger, the risk is not as much. So I just entered 400 shares at 320. I'll enter another 800 shares at 348. Anyways, back to CLIK. I don't know what you want me to look at with this one. I'm not really seeing, like, this just looks like an illiquid stock at this point. And like not trying to be like rude about it. I just don't know what there is to look at for this one. Where do you look for live PR news streams again? Stock Titan. They have a free version. It's just got a 15-second delay, and then there's a paid version. I don't have an affiliate link for it, but I do like it though. Because back when I used to be on the other side of this, I used to go long small caps for the PR pops, and I would want the news as quick as possible, and they have very, very quick news compared to a lot of other ones. Not much of a or not any delay, really. I mean, the Bloomberg terminal's probably faster, but I think it's like $10,000 a year or something crazy. So this was a good alternative. And there might be quicker ones now. This was a few years ago. I literally had a bunch of them and would wait for news to come out and see which one came out first. The Stock Titan was usually the quickest, or always the quickest. Because I thought the edge was knowing the news first and getting in quick. And I did make some money with that style, but it wasn't consistent at shorting it. And a lot of times I would enter too quick, and then the spread would be too big, and then I would get a bad fill. And so that was short-lived. Let's just say that. Yeah, no, this is going to be a rough one. Y'all know I'm not promising a super exciting pre-market today. I don't want to promise more than I can. Feels like it's going to be a rough one today. But like I said, I've been making most of my money intraday. I know as soon if I stop doing these live streams, it's going to pick back up, because it will. It's just a matter of time before it picks up. So I just got to push through it. But yeah, most of my money's been made intraday at this point. I'm here. I'm going to keep live streaming pre-market, but I am ready for things to change, to heat up a little bit. This is crazy because there was a bunch of PRs that came out. Just people aren't really responding to the PRs. There's no like initial pops. So it'll come back. But right now, liquidity is gone. Anyone know if Ross is making money this morning? I don't know what he would make it money on. There's nothing moving. And his criteria, because his criteria is actually not that much different than mine when it comes to, like, you know, these lower float small cap tickers. I'm not really sure what his exact criteria is, to be honest. I just can tell from the ones that he recaps. So I know there's a bunch of y'all fanboys of of Ross, so y'all can probably speak to it better. But my criteria in this slow market's only 20%, not 40% now. So Mostly just, I want the float to be above 1 million. I want it to be under 200 million market cap. I want the pop to be in the slow market at least 20%, but when it heats up, it's usually 40, 50% criteria before I get in. And fundamentally, it's a little relaxed with this, but my confidence increases when they need cash and they have open offerings. So it's not a requirement for me to get in, but it's more like this makes it a better trade, and I might add more size. If fundamentally they need cash, they have open offerings, open at the money, whatever. So it's probably not too much different. But some news I try to stay away from, like phase 3 news, unless it's at a level I really like and it's super extended. Crypto treasury plays, if they were to get hot again, let's say Bitcoin breaks a new high in a couple months and crypto's hot. So the point is just try to avoid themes or really good PRs, where he probably prefers themes and really good PRs if he's going long. So DGLY. I mean, it's a pop, but it's a weak one. Well, it says 28%. It doesn't look like it. What is this? This looks so sketchy. Why does it look so sketchy? Probably a little bit of resistance right here at this level. If it gets close to 180, I might try to get in and catch the fade down, but this one, it just looks illiquid or something. Digital Ally, let me look at what this is. I might miss it. I might do too much due diligence, because you got to kind of be quick with these. That's why I add a little bit more size intraday, because I have time to actually look at these companies. I want to get a quick glance at what this one. I don't see any new news for it, so I'm gonna grab some locates. If it gets back up close to 180, I'll just try it. If it breaks 180, I'll just get out. Oh, it just broke 180. But it can't hold. I'm gonna try it. I got in at 180 exactly, so if it breaks a new high, if it breaks over 185, I'll cut. But this is not a great setup, guys. This is me forcing a trade. So that's why I entered small and very light, but see if it'll catch a little flush here. If it breaks over 185, I'm just cutting. So I'm basically risking 5 cents. I don't know much about this company, so just want to be clear. Trimmed half at 172. 1.9 million float. And I'm trimming the other half right here at 166 if it gets filled. And it just did. So I'm out of it. I just got out of it quick. There's something I don't like about this. This whole chaos of this illiquid chart makes me nervous. I don't know what it is. Didn't make hardly anything on it. But how's my my AEHL position's doing pretty good. I'm up on it, but I want to see a bigger fade on it. Yeah, I don't know. This one just was a little sketchy, DGLY, and I can't find much about why it's moving. So, anyways, what was the questions? Yeah, I might re-enter this one again, but I just don't, I don't know. This one just feels so forced. Oh, ATON, this is a good example. So these are the two from yesterday. This is what I'm looking for, like a move like this. These are what I'm looking for, just dead, then this crazy move up. CJET was another example, but it was low float, so I didn't play it yesterday. But like this is what I'm looking for. For whatever reason, I didn't really like DGLY, but maybe made $100 on it or something. I don't know. Oh, AEHL is diving now. I'm almost up a couple hundred. Well, about 160 on it now, and I traded it small. All my size was waiting at 350. So now I decide, is this when it finally gives up and I try to hold it all day? Because the thing about this one is I really would like to hold for a bigger move here because I played it small. I'm really not up that much, but is it really done? Should I take profit and then wait for it to come back and then get another position? Or is this the beginning of the end of it? I don't know. I wish I'd enter more size though, because I played it pretty small, thinking it could push to 350. That was a nasty red candle. LNAI. LNAI. There we go. So let's see what's going on with this one. So I'm grabbing some locates, doing some research. Okay, I got some locates. It's only up 20%, but I might try this 150 level light while I continue to do research. First licensing LOI, which is letter of intent, to following landmark breakthrough showing complete tumor regression in humanized cancer models. Okay. Yeah, I'll trade this one. So let me figure out where I want to add size at. It's moving slow, so I'm not freaking out too much. 12 million float. Yeah, this one's not going to run against me. Or, I mean, it shouldn't run hard against me. So I'm in the 150s. I'm going to add my next entry. Maybe 159 if it wants to push up there. Got a little bit of a wick up here too. 166. Oh, my 159 just got filled. Let's go. They ain't pushed all the way up to 166. Feel like some volume starting to come in though. But playing it light because it's still only up 23%. So I have 2 entries, but I'm still only in 1,000 shares. So I just want to be clear. Even though I have 2 entries, doesn't mean I'm heavy. Because I want to see, you know, what it does. At these levels. Pull up the 1 minute. There we go. So, man, in a hot market, I would never play this. A cancer news up 20%. My average is 155, by the way, so in the money, but I want to just see if this one dies. Problem is when these die, there's just not as much for them to fade. That's why I like the market to be a little bit. That's why in hot markets, I prefer it to be like a 50% gain because there's just a lot more to give back. But playing this one small. Might add some more, another 500 or 1,000 at 165. Yeah, if it gets up there. Anyways, back to my decision with AEHL. If I close it and this thing flushes all day, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna just hold AEHL. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can hold it. See if I'm capable of it. Probably the wrong one to try to hold too, but all good. So let's focus on LNAI. So it's holding trend on the 1 minute. Let's get back to the 5 minute. See if it pushes to 165. I have a little bit of size waiting there. Is there anything interesting? So there's a pivot at 167. Trash company, as you can see, it likes to just fall down. Decent previous support turn resistance here at 220. Did it hit my 165 fill? Since nothing's moving, this one might move, but I do like that 8 o'clock is 8 minutes away too. So if there is a PR, then we could potentially get some money rotation on it. Man, AEHL is still just falling. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it. And if we do get an 8 o'clock PR, I know that's 8 minutes away, but if we're hanging out in this area and I hear trade ideas go off, which I haven't even heard at all today, if I get an alert or if I see something else running, I'll add some more I'll add some more to this one, because y'all have seen me do this a few times at this point if you've been tuning in. If something else is getting attention, the money will often rotate away from these type of plays. These are the good examples of the ones that usually get attention stolen from it. Like it's hanging in there, but it's not like making new highs. It's not like, you know, stealing a lot of attention. These are usually the ones that get forgot about for the new shiny ticker that's running. So really wish that 165 would have got filled. I had 1,000 waiting up here, so it didn't though. It got pushed. It pushed to 164. So still only in 1,000 shares. Trading it small. It's only up 23% right now. So even if it flushes, I'm not gonna make that much on it. But I just don't love the setup that much. But if we get a 8 o'clock PR, depending on where it's at on this chart, I'll probably add some more size to it. What do you use for scanning? For like news, trade ideas. I have a link for that too in my description. It's yeah, I think it's pretty good. For scanning for runners, oh, I just look at my top gainers on my phone on TradeZero. There's just a little section that says top gainers or top list, whatever. Okay, my 165 just got filled. Let's see if it breaks a new high here. Oh, it is. Uh-oh. Let's see if it holds. Now that we flushed down, I'm back to break even, get my size down a little bit. So now what I just did there, guys, was, so now I'm back in the same, well, now I'm in 1500, but I got some of my size down for break even. Now I'm in 1500 shares, my average, oh, here we go. There we go, I'm gonna trim some here too. So just trimmed a tiny bit here, 500 shares, and see if it keeps flushing. Here we go. Little flush, nothing crazy, but there's not much to flush. It's only up 20%. So my average was like 158, 159, something like that. So I made a little money on it, but again, these little weak pops, not much on them. That's why I like seeing them up a little more, but I'm out of it now. But if it gets back to 165-ish range, I'll add again. Anyways, I missed some comments. Saw your interview on the Friendly Bear channel. What brought me to your channel? Do you look at how many shares available to short? If so, where do you find an accurate number? I don't look at that. Like shares to short. I look at the float. Like when I'm getting into these, again, some will say it's probably reckless, and I don't care, to be honest. I'm past that point. People critiquing how I trade. So when I see a top gainer, that's why I don't add a lot of size pre-market though, is because as long as the float's over 1 million and it's up enough and the news, and sometimes I'll get it even before I look at the news in cold markets. If it's up a certain percentage and the float is not ridiculous, I'll get a starter, and then I'll check the news, and then if the news is trash, I'll add some more size at a level I like. So that's all I'm looking for in pre-market. When things heat up though, so the reason why I did have a little bit of struggles in summer was because crypto treasury news, everybody and their mama was pumping that out, and those were running. So in hot markets, if there's a theme, I'm gonna have to, before blindly entering, just make sure that theme is not mentioned in the PR. So yeah, I don't look at much. And then during the day though, I'm digging into fundamentals. Do they have any open offerings? What are the warrant price at? Like, will I get bailed out in this one if I get in, at this price? And daily levels are, I think they're stronger intraday. Like I was talking about INHD at the beginning. That's why I went in 3,000 shares after a halt, because I had a feeling that that support level wasn't going to hold, or that previous resistance level, that it wasn't going to bust through it. So, but I'm not looking at like, that's kind of all I'm looking at. And even institutional ownership, like I'll glance at that because I prefer it to be under 30%, ideally. 50% I'll trade it, but ideally under 30%. But even then, sometimes I get into some of these tickers that have high institutional ownership because I'm just playing the initial pop, not holding on to it, Like y'all saw this when I got out on the first red candle. And the reason I trade it like this is because usually after really quick moves up like this, there's going to be a red candle. And vice versa. Usually after a death candle like this, there's usually a green candle. So that's why I like to take profit. When there's extremes, they usually, I DGLY, I get an alert.
Icon.
Oh, it's 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock news is coming out. So let me see if there's any interesting PRs.
AUTL.
But when the market gets hot, you'll see more extreme examples of it. With these soft pops, like my strategy, I still have an edge with what I'm doing, but it's not as intense. There's less like for me to make on these moves.
JFIN. MIGC.
Let me know if y'all see anything. There's all kind of news coming out. Like it's crazy we're not getting more. Like TELO just had some cancer news. Is it moving? No. Like look at this. This is wild. Like just PRs are not getting. It's not getting pumped. Oh, LNAI is pushing back up. I have an order waiting at 165. It didn't get hit.
RELI.
Is this a new one? RELY. Oh, there we go. Here's a pump. So I'm gonna grab some locates and I'll do some due diligence here. So grabbing a couple thousand since it's under $1. So I'm in it. All right, so now let me find some levels. 10 million float. We got us a pivot here at $1, a little over $1. I wonder if LNAI, yeah, if it's fading because something else is getting attention. All right, I'm gonna play this dollar level psych level 2. I don't even know what the news is yet, so just again, it goes back to me getting into these quick. I know it looks crazy, but this is how I do it. So anyways, added a couple thousand shares up at 99 cents and 98 cents. What is going on with RELI? It's pushing. Looks like it wants to break this. It's digital treasury Zcash news. So I'm going to play it at this dollar level. This news is kind of hit or miss right now. So it's crypto news. So we'll see what it does. I'm not very heavy in it. I'm only in a couple thousand shares. But I want to see how it responds around this dollar level. I might add some more, honestly. So I'm going to add some more here at $1. So I'm in 3,000 shares. But if it starts ripping, I'll get out of it. But I want to just see what it does here at $1. Probably should have entered LNAI though. I bet it got attention stolen. Yep, see, attention got completely stolen from it. But yeah, if this starts breaking new highs, I'm gonna trim some of my size down, but I'm gonna make it prove it first. And then we have a 200 right here at 119.
JFIN.
JFIN, is this a new one running? JFIN. Why is it going so slow? No, I wish, because it would have stole some attention from RELI. So it's struggling here at $1. But again, I'm not going to claim victory yet. It could push. There's not much moving, so this is probably going to get some attention. So I'm only in 3,000 shares right now. If it starts running, I'm going to trim some out so I can have some bullets for the 200 if it wants to get up there. I like to see the flush a little quicker than this too. It's kind of hanging around that dollar level. It's the Zcash crypto. I don't know much about it honestly, but something else ran on that recently. I forget which ticker it was, but crypto's kind of weak right now, so I'm gonna see if it flushes. And we're getting a little bit of a flush here. But let's see if it holds. There we go. I'm in the money now, but ooh, that was a quick recovery, man. Yeah, I don't feel like this one is going to fade cleanly. It's getting a lot of volume, so I went ahead and trimmed down some at break even. I'm only in 2,000, or a little better than break even, so I'm only in 2,000 shares now, and I'll just relax and see what these. If it goes against me, I'll cut, but I'm gonna see if it fades more. So just be patient, but I just want to be honest. This one might push to a new high, and if it does, I'm gonna try to play it at the 200. So I'm not gonna take any more profits until I get like a bigger move on it, because I just haven't made any money today. I mean, or very little. Just hasn't been a lot of plays, so I'd like to see it break down a little more. I mean, I could be playing it from like $1.03 to like 96, 97 cents over and over, kind of like I did GELS yesterday. GELS, yeah, I think it was GELS, right? But I'm gonna just see if I wait for it to just break down. And if it doesn't, if it breaks new highs, I'll start trimming out. I'm gonna try to hold this one. There we go. Now we're in 93 cents. I mean, if y'all are in it, don't be afraid to take profit, but I want to see if this one just breaks down a little bit more. Alex, I want to see it under 9. Yeah, me too. The only thing with there's nothing else really moving, so oh, here we go. Getting a little bit of a flush here. But yeah, don't be afraid to take some profit though, because there's just nothing else to really steal attention away from it. That's the tough part about this slow market we're in. When one finally does pop like this, it's getting most of the attention because nothing else is really moving. Still holding on to AEH or AEHL. Slowly fading here. I think this one could just die at market open. Who knows? Or it could rip. But anyways, let's focus on RELI. $10 million volume traded, not bad. But yeah, I mean, again, like I said, from $1.03, $1.02 to it keeps wicking down here. Like, could just be some quick scalps, like on the 1 minute. Here's what it's looking like. But yeah, I'm gonna keep holding it, but don't be surprised if it does break a new high though. Because when the market gets a little bit more hot, the money rotation play is a little bit better because there's so many things moving. So people's attention are, from one thing to the next. And when they close out of one, usually flushes the one they're in. So in these slow markets, you don't get as much of an edge from that perspective. The edge is that most of these fail to run, but there's not as much of a money rotation edge, if that makes sense. How do you decide if you can get bailed out? You might have to elaborate on that question a little bit. So I cut if things go against me now. I don't wait to be necessarily bailed out. But if let's say if it's like stuck in a zone like this, maybe this is what you're talking about. Like if it's stuck here and it's like basically doing what it's doing right now, just imagine another PR comes out, a solid PR comes out. And then the people that are in this one, a lot of times will close that position to jump to that next ticker. So that's what I mean by, I guess, getting like bailed out. So even if the play's not developing like I want it to, or it's not flushing as quick as I want it to, when another PR comes out, it usually quote unquote bails me out and then it just fades or whatever. That's kind of what I meant by that. But yeah, I'm shorting. There's a question asking. How do you decide that ahead of time if you're likely to get bailed out later? Oh, I don't. This I don't know until another PR comes out. So that's why I still got to respect my risk. So what I want to happen right now, best case scenario is another good PR comes out right now and then this one flushes. But I can't bank on that. So I'm just going to wait and see if it flushes. And then if it does, I'm going to take profit. If it breaks a new high, so let's say it goes up to 106, holds, meaning a 5-minute candle closes above this level, I'm going to get out or trim way down. Luckily, there's another level right here. So my plan is if it breaks above here, trim down my size. I might still hold some because this is not that big of a gap and I don't mind a little bit of a wide stop, but I would get my size down to let's just say 1,000 shares. And then when it gets up here to 119, this 200, I would add 3K shares and play that level. The reason why I like that level is the 200. The reason I add more size up here because that gets my average way higher. So if I'm only in 1,000 shares, then it gets up here and I add 3,000, then my average is probably going to be at least 115 or something. So I can catch the move, or the alternative is I completely close out of it and then just add my size up here. So there's just a few ways to look at it. The reason why I usually keep like maybe 1,000 shares is because I don't know where it's going to fail out. What frustrates me is when I cut at like 106 and then it goes to 109, then fails, and then I miss the move. So, it's just you got to figure out how that works for you, how you plan on playing these. But hopefully that helps. So the levels is just like a dollar psychological level, the 119 level, the 200 daily SMA. So it's just areas on the chart that I think it has a good chance of failing or having a difficult time busting through. Mo is trying to push RELI to 115. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's a moon market guy. Yeah, and I'm not surprised he's trying. Sorry, I was texting my wife. Y'all know I got a new vehicle. Sheep had to borrow it last night. She works night shift. And y'all know I just got a new car, and she told me my front tire is supposed to be at 38 and it's at 22. The pressure. I don't know what she did. But anyways, I'm not distracted anymore. But yeah, so this one again, this is the only thing moving. So we got pumpers trying to pump it. We got it kind of just staying in this no man's land. So I'm just gonna, not gonna stress about it. Just be patient with it. See if it fades. If it breaks a new high, I'll cut and add it $1.19. Oh my gosh. This was reckless, guys, but I had a 165 waiting right here and it got hit and I forgot about it. So now I'm in deep in the money with this one. So I'm about to close it. I looked up and I had 3 green plays. Oh, now this one's fading. Let's go. So I'm gonna trim some now that we're under 90 cents. Well, it was slow, but I got bailed out on a few of these. Try harder, moon market people, to pump it. Try harder. And AEHL is going down too. Jay Money, I heard your comment. Oh God, like all women do, she hit a curve. That's the first thing she told me too was, I promise I never curbed it or anything like that. So I'm just like, why'd you feel the need to say that? Huh? If my rims are jacked up, we're gonna fight. But anyways, so getting bailed out here. Well, I shouldn't say bailed out. I try to be humble, but this is what I wanted to happen. This is what I was predicting to happen, and it's happening. So, um, riding it out. I'm still holding on to a decent amount of my position. Nobody cares about Zcash money. We only care about J money around here. Because they know, bro, they know what they do. I hope she didn't. I hope she didn't curb my new card, but we'll see. I'm a pretty chill guy. We'll figure it out, but I hope not. She's at the dealership now trying to get the tire fixed. Jesus Christ. I'll probably bounce a little after 8:30 just so I don't get I'm gonna have a curb tire and a $1,000 bill if I don't get off this live stream soon. So I'm still holding a decent amount of mine, but I might close some here at 86 cents since we're hesitating a little bit here. For 87 cents. She's trying to get a new rim without telling you. Oh gosh. All right, I went ahead and trimmed a little bit more here. I'm barely in. I'm only in literally just some runners, 500 shares. So I was in 3,000 and kind of managed it between 2,000 to 2,500, and then just caught some on this flush. It was a pretty solid flush, but still the morning's not Well, I broke $500. So for today, with me playing very little size, I'm sitting at 582.74. So I'm really RELI is going to add to it some. I'm still holding some runners, but I'm probably about to close it here at the 9 because I heard they like to bounce off the 9. Yeah. Card comes back and it's a different color. Jesus Christ. AHL. So y'all know I don't like holding tickers these days through market open, but I'm pretty tempted with AEHL because again, I'm up close to $200 on this one now. From this little 320 entry, which isn't bad. I would love to secure a couple $100. Y'all know I don't trade that big a size, especially in pre-market, so that'd be a nice little win. Because when I was telling y'all earlier about my where I'm at on the day, it's not even including this one because it's not realized yet. So, but what I don't want to happen is like close it and then it just like flushes. But I kind of like a stress-free market open, so I might just close it. So there's a guarantee that it's going to flush now. So, but I'm gonna hold it just a tad bit longer because I'll stay till 8:30. We'll see if there's any 8:30 pops here in 9 minutes, and then if there's not, I'm gonna dip out. But not a terrible morning, but not a super exciting one either. But yeah, I got a little lucky feel on this one. That was dangerous. So y'all see me do this all the time though, where I'll leave a entry. And 9 out of 10 times they work. But the problem is in hot markets, that's very dangerous because if it would have broke and kept running and I didn't know about it, could be a disaster. So just again, I don't try to hide things from you. I'm real with y'all. It's not the smartest thing to do, but it worked out in my favor this time. So that's the downside with trading with mobile. I can't see where my open orders are unless I actually go into my orders. So but yeah, she used my card because hers is in the um hers is in the shop. And she didn't ask for a loaner. I mean, I don't mind sharing my vehicle with my wife. It's all good, but I prefer to get it back safe and sound. So we'll see. I'll call her when I get off live, see what the story is, see what the lie is. Pre-fader, I saw your Discord comment. And by the way, for y'all that's just hopped on, I'm doing the free trial for the Discord um, all this week. So if you join this week, you get a 7-day free trial. And I've already gotten a decent amount of people. So thank y'all for joining. And the main thing you get is just like access to the community. I'm not going to pump up the Discord like it's something crazy. We do exclusive live streams there, of course. I'm going to do after hours today and things like that. But it's more the community, and you have access to me, so and other great short sellers in there. So we try to help each other out. So that's the main benefit of the group. But pre-fader, what is the limit of market cap for these poppers in pre-market? 200 max, but I prefer under 100 million. Prefer under 100 million, but will potentially short something that's under 200 million. But 100 million is the goal. And if I'm desperate, I'll do 200. I don't know if you're still on, bro, if you heard me, so I guess I'll respond here. So I'm kind of just hanging out at this point, guys. I'm out of all my positions except for AEHL until the 8:30 news comes out. Because unless LNAI tests 165 again, I'm probably not going to enter it, or I'm not going to enter it unless RELI comes back and tests this dollar psychological level. I'm not going to enter it. So even though there wasn't very many plays today, I mean, they were money. No misses. Not to brag, I don't take too many misses, but with short selling, it's okay to get losses. You just got to make sure they don't run too hard against you. That's the key. The goal isn't to not have any losses. It's just like contain those losses. So we still talking about curbs? We are talking about curbs, aren't we? American curbs are hard enough to give you a flat if you got low profiles. What's the material of the curbs in other countries? Y'all aren't hard. They bounce. Yeah, they do have sharp edges though sometimes. Yeah, we don't got F1 track curbs in America. Yeah, I don't know much about curbs. I'll let y'all take that away. All right, LNAI is pushing up again. If it gets back to 165, I'll play it till it proves me wrong. Y'all know how I did this yesterday with gels. If it wants to keep failing here, I'll keep playing it till it proves me wrong. So I'll set an order at 165, especially now that 8:30 is a couple minutes away. If we get a decent PR to steal attention away. Jesus Christ. My wife's waiting at the dealership now. Said it's going to be an hour and a half. But yeah, so 8:30 PR we'd be out in 2 minutes. So if LNAI pushes up a little bit more, I'll be interested in it. I closed out at AEHL. I finally made the decision. I closed it out. I might regret that. J Money will tell me this is why I don't have a Lambo. Even though I don't really want one, but if somebody was to give me one, I'd take it, but I don't want to buy one. It should be long enough to explain what happened. Yeah, I'll give her a ring here shortly. So 8:30. Let's see what PRs come out. See if we get any more pops. Is there anything that could rotate money away? Nah, this isn't high enough to really force an entry, so I'm probably not going to try money rotation on this one. So I'm seeing there's quite a bit of 830 PRs coming out. So let's see if they move any of these tickers. And LNAI might fail here at VWAP. Looking like it's about time for it to, but I'm not going to force it right now. Here's the issue. Your tire is special. There's a huge nail. Can't patch it. They can maybe get one by tomorrow at 4 p.m. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. If I don't see something moving here in the next few minutes, I'm just going to bounce. Try to touch base with my wife. Oh, PASW's moving. What is this? Oh, it's ripping. Is that, Bo? That's warrants, though, right? If it ends in W. I don't know. I'm going to pull it up, though. Kind of tempted to add to LNAI here because it could probably flush with something else moving, but PASW. Let's see what this one is. Probably going to be too slow to it, but what is going on with this one? I don't know if I should get locates or be scared of it. I haven't seen a good pop like this all morning. I'm going to try it small. But this is, I'm kind of scaling in because I don't really know where to get in with this one. So I'm in it small in the 80s. 80 cents. PASW. I can't even find it. Hong Kong's 7 million float. Fundamentally, it's a good company. Getting a little bit of a flush here on it, but I'm not very big size. Oh, there we go. There we go. Wish I would have added more size. That's the plays I usually like, but for some reason I was sketched out about this one. I wanted to make sure I wasn't playing warrants, because usually if they end in a W, a lot of times it's another ticker's warrants, and those are very unpredictable. You don't want to short warrants. I've done it successfully before, but I've also done it very not successfully. So I'm out. I got out in, well, let's see, where's my last exit? I'll tell you exactly. 72 cents and 71.8. So I'm out of it now, but if it pushes back to the 80 range, maybe I play it, but it is a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy, fella. I do like this level though, right here, 90 cents, and there's a pivot here at 88 cents. So if it gets back up there, oh, that's exactly where it went to. No wonder I like it. If it gets back up to this pivot level, I'd be very interested. Probably should have added more size initially, but I was a little sketched out about it because I wasn't really sure if this was even a playable ticker. But as you see, still pretty nasty flush. Hopefully one of y'all got in. And it's probably about to die now. So on that note, I'm gonna call my, oh look, so this is how I finally close out at AEHL, and now it's gonna just, Lord. So this is where I'm just I always This is the part that's frustrating. So most y'all can tell probably from watching me live stream, like I can get in and out of these tickers, make money, whatever. But I think what I really need to focus on is like dialing in which ones to hold and which ones to close, because this always happens. Like almost as soon as I close it, they decide to dive. So it's going to be my focus for the rest of the year, trying to hold some of these a little bit longer. But on that note, wasn't a bad session. Didn't make that much, but the plays they did produce, I just didn't add enough size for them because I should have went heavier here at RELI, but got a little nervous, little PTSD from crypto plays. But overall, not a bad morning. And like I was saying, free trial in the Discord. I should be decently active today. I'll have Trade Idea 200 alerts on, so if I see anything interesting, I'll let y'all know. But thank y'all for hopping on, and I will be back tomorrow, 7 o'clock.